So this is the trading review for the 29th of July 2022. It's the last day of the week, Friday, and it's the last day of the month. So I'm also gonna have a video doing the monthly and weekly review. Today was an okay day. It was very difficult as it was the entire week. Everything was opening in the middle of the range, so you have to be an expert reading price action to take an entry based not on setup but also on your BPA reading. So it was hard for me to take good trades or to be patient, and I think I did lose my patience a little bit. Um, I did trade AMD on a short from R3. We opened at S2 and then we just rallied up after the first minute all the way to R3. We rejected with some volume, and I felt confident we that we could have a drop, but I had AMD as an inside day in question mark, and I should have been more careful in trading this, but I don't know if I could have done something better on this trade. It's just that maybe my stock selection wasn't the best, or sometimes the trade doesn't work, and it's one of those things that you need to accept. So we had the attempt to break out to R4. We failed. We had a small doji here, and then we sold off below R3, and I thought that I had missed my entry on the 1 minute, which has been happening, but sometimes it's best to stay away if the 5 minute doesn't manifest. We rejected VWAP, but then also have a upper wick here, signaling selling pressure. We had a red candle here, and I made my entry on the 1 minute break and the 5 minute break, and we attempted, but you can see here that we have these bottom wicks here on the red candle and the green candle that signal buying pressure, and we were trading against VWAP and we were trading against the 9 moving average and the 20 moving average, which were trending up and were not anywhere crossing each other. So we had the previous day close below us as well, so it's a lot of resistance below us. I mean support below us. So maybe I should have avoided the trade or take it long at R3, and you can see that for a while we just traded between this R3 level and R4 level. So that was my first trade of the day. Unfortunate that it didn't work out. Maybe I need to pay attention to these little details where we have the positive slope moving averages, the VWAP, the previous day close, and those are little details that can break or make a system. But it's only one trade, so I'm not too worried about that. It didn't work out. And then I tried to take an S4 breakout on Meta. This was an outside day with no bias. It came out, it was not on my initial list, but it was on the scanner. So I saw it attempt to break down from S4, but we failed. We had a lot of buying pressure, and then we had a green candle, but then we had upper wicks, and then we formed a small red candle, and we were breaking out to the bottom. I thought I had missed my move here, but then we pulled back, and I made my entry at the break of the 5 minutes, a bit extended, and but we entered at the break, and we actually had a good move down, but we couldn't get to 2 to 1 to get our first partial, and the stock returned and stopped me out. And on a Friday, when you don't have so much time to trade, maybe I should have avoided taking a third trade. It will be really difficult to make it all up. So maybe I should have stopped here. I had a little bit of slippage here, and after I got stopped out here, we actually dropped more. And this looks like a test to see if there were more sellers below S4. And I think Meta actually trended up all day. It reversed from S4. But it's those little details that you need a little bit more of experience to react to this. It has to be ingrained in your system to react to these kind of things. because it's easy for me to say this in retrospect that I should have done this, but I need to get used to to the live action to respond accordingly when it's happening and not after. So I got stopped out here with some slippage, and then I tried to make my entry. I made my entry here. I partial a little uh, at 2R, and I was hoping for a breakdown below S4 and further, but we got stopped out at break even, and so we ended up the day with a little bit less than max loss. So I guess it was okay. That was the end of the day. I practice. I try to practice some other trades later in the afternoon in Friday, but just they just don't work. So oh yeah, I forgot. After this trade, when I was in this trade, I was very tempted to take this reversal from R4. We had a doji. We had the crossing of the moving averages at 10:05, but I missed it. So this was the only regret I had, not taking this trade, and I could have taken it all the way to R3, and that's the only missed trade that I had. But it was risky because we didn't open near R4, and throughout the day we just chopped between R3 and R4. So right now I'm gonna do my review. Um, it's my first trade was an AMD R3 trade. So I think it was a B setup. I should have paid more attention. Inside question mark. AMD was bullish bias. So maybe you open it inside of AMD. Yes, side -1. No. Okay, so here's my issue. It wasn't really an entry after compression. Okay, that's the first mistake. I understand now. This pullback all the way down here. This break on meta is compression from S4. We're breaking down from the close of the 5 minute pretty much, but here not. Here is kind of this. This is one of those things that is a little bit harder to interpret for me. We have volume signal. Yeah, we had a lot of volume here. So maybe no. We had this, so this is the minimum for a B trade. So yeah, it makes sense. So we lost 1 hour here, and this trade was S4 short, and it was a B. Sure, it was an outside bay, no bias. We open inside. We lost -1.2. It's $5. Yeah. No. We made our entry after compression. Yes, we had a nice pullback here. Break of the 5 minute. A little bit extended. It just didn't work. No, it's a high price stock. Yeah, we didn't have volume for a signal pullback, so yeah. CB. No, it was bound to happen, to have a day where you follow the rules, but sometimes it's just not good enough. And then this was a BP reversal. Which worked. 4.2R because I didn't partial more. And short, outside, no bias, outside, and I'm gonna check something real quick. I need to see the screenshots. So yeah, it's 0.2. Yeah. S- okay, so okay, I forgot about that. Sorry. And so it was a short outside day, no bias. We made 0.2. We could have made one if we had partial all of it and not just a little bit, because I was waiting for the drop below S4. So it kind of tells you that you have to follow the system closely and partial, and not be worried about how much you have lost already. But that kind of happens when you are taking that trade to make everything up. So I was psychologically a little bit uh, out of the zone. I should have been more careful. But anyways, that was my day, and it's the last day of the month. It was minus 1.8. No break rules. Yeah, we did take all the trades we saw. We didn't really miss much, and pretty good month. I'll do the review soon for the week and for the month.